Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. So, one part in the Bible that makes it very clear that I'm right, that people can be judged as groups, races, what have you, based on whether you've yoked yourself to that race or group or not. And the only way to separate yourself from the rebellion and the spectrum of rebellion of your race is to obey God through me. Is this part in the Bible where it says, don't be unequally yoked, don't be yoked to unbelievers. Don't attach yourself to these people. Now, I don't like the way this is worded. And again, this is part of the deception we see coming from the authors of the Bible and those who translate it, what have you. Right? The Bible is by Bill. But there's still truth there that can be kind of extracted from the statement. When they say don't be unequally yoked, okay, what it's getting at is that you shouldn't be on board with their plan, right? That's why it goes on to say, what fellowship can light have with darkness? Okay, what can righteousness, what kind of relationship does righteousness have with wickedness? What have you? Because God separates the light from the darkness. You're not supposed to meet halfway with the government. Okay, Christ didn't, John the Baptist didn't, Stephen the Martyr didn't, the disciples of popular culture who were executed, like Peter being said to be crucified upside down, he didn't. The early Christians of popular culture, they didn't meet halfway and they were killed. So it says, don't be on board with them. Be willing to die for God. And so that needs to be understood there. It's not referring to some kind of communist or some kind of radical leftist explanation of equality, right? True equality is being judged by the content of your character. It's who you actually are deep down inside. With sabotage considered, with white privilege considered, Jewish privilege, LGBT privilege considered, with all these things considered, right? An actual assessment. For example, if we all run a mile and I have to carry a 50-pound weight because I'm black and other people don't, and some white people carry no weight, some white people carry a 5-pound weight because they're poor or whatever, okay? And notice that I'm from an upper middle class family and I'm targeted more than any poor person on the planet, mind you. How far they go with it, how many people are involved, what have you. Okay, so I'm carrying another 50-pound weight because I'm the son of God. We have to consider who has the privilege, and ill-gotten privilege, mind you, and who doesn't, when we're considering what it means to be treated fairly and equally. We also must consider generational righteousness. It was over many generations that I was forged. Many generations of righteousness, of martial art activity, what have you. Many generations of sound judgment. Unlike the elite, they became rich, more often than not at least, from many generations of ill-gotten gains. Thus the phrase old money. That's a huge contrast. The elite are like the Antichrist. They demand to have the best positions unfairly instead of demanding it on God's behalf or in the Spirit of God fairly. And they make their claim to greatness based on generations of evil instead of generations of righteousness. Thus the Bible in Luke 1 says the rich are sent away empty. They're constantly rebuked. It's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich person to go to heaven. Okay, it has more than one interpretation. It can refer to those who are those who have stored riches in heaven as well. Because it can be hard to do God's work and to follow it through. So it's more than one interpretation, but we see this recurring theme. The rich are wise in their own eyes, and one who is poor and discerning sees how deluded they are. We see a lot of scriptures that make it clear that people who rely on money and the system and social clubs to make their argument, okay, are very deluded.